Okay, Lunar Lake lowdown. Headline: October Festival canceled. Lunar Lake's October Festival is canceled for this year, following the confirmed disappearance of Mayor Bernice Baker and concerns about safety. Visitors are asked to stay home this year. Children may trick or treat on Main Street between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Halloween night. Terra Industries is working closely with police, and increased police presence is expected this season.
Uh-oh.
There will be a special election this November. Lunar Lake will hold a special election to fill its vacant mayor seat this November at the library. Candidates will be announced on the 1st. Investigation into the disappearance of Bernice Baker is ongoing. Questions should be directed to Sergeant Seawall. And the Pick of the Litter Animal Shelter closes its doors for the year following a bout of illness for its residents. Animals at the shelter have been relocated to Shadowbrook Animal Hospital for treatment. You guys are already doing it. You already giggling?
No.
No.
He's fake crying, but
Oh,
I can
okay.
if you want.
I laughed because I thought about Fart Wall.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, Sergeant Fartwall.
Yeah.
Watch the VODs in order to understand what the heck I just said.
True fans know.
True fans know. Okay, it is October the 31st. Halloween in Lunar Lake. Stoops and steps are dressed with pumpkins, cornstalks, and other autumnal adornments. The wind plays a waltz for the leaves to dance to, and with it comes a familiar biting cold. The mayoral seat remains vacant, but not for long. The town will host a special election come November to bring in new leadership given Bernice Baker's disappearance. Word is Lazarus Redmayne, the CEO of Terra Industries, may or may not be throwing in his hat. Residents check in on Bobby often, who is taking night courses while he's trying to keep the coffee shop afloat.
Oh.
Redmayne has made himself more visible around town, largely seen communicating with local law enforcement and just being kind of an overbearing, creepy presence. The kids have even seen Mr. Thornwall skulking around from the Terra Industries building. And for anybody who doesn't know, the Thornwalls were our first villains from the first
Mhm.
episode.
Yep. They were
Our final,
sacrificing.
yeah, they were sacrificing.
I said sacrificing people into trees.
Yeah, they're turning people
Mhm.
into trees.
It's not cute.
Okay, it's not cute. It's not
That
nice.
was a hectic episode. Jeez.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was our
Our
first one. Sorry.
final episode opens with Frances in her bedroom.
Oh shoot.
Another restless night plagued by racing thoughts and fritzing electronics. Frances hears a static crackling coming from the now unplugged and broken clock radio that used to occupy her bedside table. In between the crackling static, Frances can hear the faint calling of her mother. Scarlett's voice will echo in Frances's head, reminding her of the mantra that she's been practicing from the book given to her by Elspeth. Center yourself, feel, emotions, I guess, like wash over you without succumbing to its current. Man, that sounds really cool. Anyway, you can do it, Frances. You are deeply rooted. This cannot take you. Your heart thinks of Scarlet.
All the flutter. Okay.
Frances, you sit up in your bed. What are you doing? The radio's crackling with static. It's unplugged.
If she heard her mom, she's gonna try and speak to her.
Okay.
And
what did she say?
Just sort of, Mom, where are you? Are you okay?
Through the static, you hear a faint "Here with you. I'm okay. Don't come here."
Where? Ugh. Can she try to hold on to that connection, Francis?
How do you think she would do that?
I think she would center herself, thinking about Scarlett's and Elspeth's mantra or mantra. How do you all say it?
Question.
Mantra.
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 I think the Bostonian in me probably says mantra.
Mantra.
No, but I think
Mantra.
mantras. I don't know. Maybe it's a tomato thing.
Maybe.
So she would center herself, thinking of hearing Scarlett and Elspeth and the mantra, and just sort of hold on to that connection since she's been becoming better at controlling this sort of thing. So maybe she's gonna like try and excel herself here.
So, are you trying to maintain the connection with your mom?
To get more information, yeah.
Okay. The radio,
Noivus.
the radio sitting on your bedside table will lift from the table and appear before
shit.
you and pop open, and all of its parts are before you, floating in midair, and they start to converge in a different way, and at some point when they are done are floating in the shape of a doorknob.
Oh my hell.
Francis is gonna reach out to that doorknob.
Okay.
Oh my hell.
So when your hand grasps the doorknob, instinctively you turn it as though you're opening a door, and a wind catches you from behind and just swishes you through, and it closes behind you.
Frick!
Oh my
Okay,
god.
bye, Francis.
Bye!
This
You
is not
find
two kids on
yourself.
bikes.
The first
kids
death of the game.
You find yourself on an abandoned street. The skies are a familiar red, angry, crackling with lightning. This is part of visions that you've either seen before or heard your friends describe. Before you are several storefronts. And
We going
it takes you
shopping?
a minute, but this looks a lot like Main Street.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The shops are different though. It looks older somehow. As you start to walk around, you find yourself before a storefront, and in its windows are several TVs of different sizes. You've absolutely seen this before.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Can I just say, like, during this part, the creepy background music I have is playing a theremin and it's just screaming. It's turning down. Sorry, proceed.
I think what Frances did is she stood in front of the glass, from what I can remember. Is there any way that she can get in and sort of like be in contact with the TVs?
You want to go into the shop?
If she can. Unless if she can't, then she'll just try and do it through the glass.
You try the doorknob and it opens.
Just gonna step in and go over
Okay.
to the TVs. Oh, the people are on the screens, right?
So right now there's nothing on the screens,
Okay.
but as soon as you enter the shop, you see what you imagine a like scared child's vision of what an electronics store looks like. It's chaos.
Okay.
There's broken electronics everywhere, wires all over the floor, and behind the counter is what looks like a person but with a television for a head instead.
Oh.
Hello.
It doesn't respond.
Francis is gonna try and turn on the TVs.
Okay. Are you
Oh
gonna
my
try
God,
to
you
turn on the
can't do
ones
that
in the
to a-
window or the one behind the
Ruby.
counter?
I want to say the windows.
Okay.
The window.
I'm scared of the
Uh,
TV person. A little.
there's a huge mess of cables.
Mhm.
You could start to try to plug any one of them in.
Okay. She's
Use
my brains.
yeah, use your brains.
Okay. 7.
Okay.
I've got 7 brains.
I got 7 brains. It's better than a 3.
You park yourself on the floor. It takes you some time, but you're able to untangle the mess of cables and
Thank
plug them in.
goodness.
They're all facing out towards the street.
Okay. She'll go back out and have a look.
Okay. So they're, in various states of on. Some of them, it's the rainbow bars. Some of them static. Some of them glowing lights. Nothing of interest on them.
And she can't try to tune them. They're older TVs. Could she maybe try and use her powers to sort of, I don't know, even out the frequencies of the antenna? 10A?
Okay.
See if anything pops up.
What do you think Frances would say to herself to try to do that?
I think she would just I think she would
she's
try and
trying to
clear
do?
her I think she'd try and clear her brain and focus on what she's seeing and just sort of trying to even things out.
Okay.
That's just what I would imagine. Cuz she's trying to find her parents and
Sure.
saw Ruby's dad in the TV. So there's more than like one person at and Bernice is missing. Duh.
Okay. So you in sort of your mind's eye, you envision bringing the connection of all of these televisions together to play on the same channel. And you're thinking about all of the missing people, you're thinking about your mom, you're thinking about Ruby's dad who you've never met, you're thinking about your dad, where are they? Something is trying to communicate with me and I want to communicate with it.
Yeah.
And one by one, all of the TVs turn off.
Shoot. Okay.
And then they all turn on again. And each TV has a small piece of your mother's face.
Oh
They're
crap.
not all in the same order, but you recognize enough of them to know that it's your mom.
Fucking jumbled.
Oh my gosh. Can she try and fix them? Or speak to her?
That's not a very nice thing to say to someone. I can fix you.
I can fix you. No, it's not a nice thing to say. You can't fix anybody. You can only take responsibility for yourself. Can you? What do you do? Like, what do you say?
Well, she would just say, "Mom, where are you? Please tell me. I'm trying to find you."
Mama,
I can
you
hear
jumbled.
you. I can hear you, Francis. I can hear you. Where are you? Tell me you didn't come. Where are you?
I'm it looks like I'm at Main Street. It looks a little bit older. It's dark and stormy here.
You have to go. It's not safe for you here. Oh, but it's so good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear yours too.
I'm hiding. I don't know where I am, but he's looking for me.
Ooh.
They call him Mr. H. It's not a person.
Does he
Yes.
Does he have a TV for a head? Okay. What does he look like?
I couldn't get a good look at him, but he's huge. He's terrifying.
Okay.
You gotta get out of here. I'll be okay. I'm hiding. It took the others. It took your father. I don't know where. You can't stay long.
Okay. Frances is gonna look around her and see if she notices anything else about where they are. Because
If
it looks
Rachel
like
and
Main
Andrew don't
Street.
stop laughing, you're gonna be the only character to make it alive.
Sorry! Carl's a huge man! And you said Mr. H, and all I can think is Mr. Huh.
This is why I don't look at the chat.
Well, I'm
That's a
looking
good
at all four of
policy.
your faces, so I can see them just like cracking up while I'm trying to have a dialogue with you.
Look, looking at the chat or not, this was gonna happen to us. We're trying to get through it.
Anyway, back to
Sweating.
Frances having a very tense conversation with her mother.
Trying to anyway. Okay. So Frances is looking around to see if anything else looks as though it does, or currently, or not currently, but like if it looks like she's just sort of gone back in time in this weird world that she's in. That looks like
So
theirs.
as you look around, it looks like somebody plucked the model of old Main Street and
Okay.
plopped it in the middle of some barren landscape.
Okay.
So at some point, the shops end, and then it's just endless
Right.
hills and dirt and mountains and
Okay. Got it. Okay. Where are you hiding? I don't want to stay too long, but where are you hiding?
I don't know. I don't know where any of this is. It's dark. I can't really see anything.
Okay.
I'm okay.
But you're not.
I'm not wherever he took the rest of them. And that puts me in a better position than they are. When I feel like it's safe, I'll go out and look around. How can I get a hold of you again?
Well, if you are with me all the time, I think the way we've been communicating has been through electricity. So if you're able to follow me, I'll try and reach out to you, or you can just try and reach out to me, and I'll try.
Okay. You gotta get out of here.
Okay. And Frances
Stay
is
safe.
gonna try and get back to her room.
The door is still there,
Okay, okay.
so you can go right through it.
I love you,
Once
Mom.
you do, I love you too, baby girl.
Okay, good. Good
And-
good that she at least said that.
And you're able to get through the door, and the doorknob crumples to the floor, and the pile on the floor just looks like a broken old alarm clock radio.
Okay.
And we're going to Scooby-Doo to Seth's house.
Okay.
Okay. Then awakens to hear a noise. Tap,
What that?
tap on your window. Somebody's throwing something? Rocks, acorns? What does that do?
I think he jolts a little, like the first one, like barely wakes him up, and then I can just picture him going with each successive one, and then kind of gets up and like rubs his eyes and walks over to the window to peer out and to see what he can see, even though it's dark outside.
He sees Ruby Singh standing at the bottom of his window with a handful of acorns, trying to get his attention.
Damn it, Ruby. Okay, I think that he snatches the window up really quick and it's like, what is going on? What are you doing?
You gotta come out here. I gotta talk to you.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Very important.
All right.
Why is Stent like a scunchy grandma suddenly?
I just picture him with like his hair in a
Like
set
a
of
bonnet?
curlers, a little bonnet,
Alright, I'm coming, baby.
nice little moo
Morgan must be
moo.
coming. Okay, so I think he like throws on like a overshirt or something and just sort of like scrambled into some mismatched clothes and tiptoes down to the front door to go outside.
Okay. So before you stands Ruby. She looks pretty stressed, and she's dangling something in her hand. I think this is something you will find very interesting. And it looks like a card.
Where did you find this? What is it? And what's so important that you're waking me up at 2 a.m.?
I found a key card to get into Terra Industries. And she's sort of
Yeah.
like dangling it in front of you.
How did you get this? You say you found it.
It's my dad's.
Oh.
See? And she shows that it's his picture and his ID card. Yeah. And I think they have something to do with why my dad's not here. We gotta get
So-
inside.
And you're suggesting we go now?
Well, not now, but maybe tomorrow. You know, he'll be around. Mr. Redmayne will probably be downtown for the Halloween event. What better time to sneak in? Now I've got the key to the you know?
On that note, in the liner of one of my uncle's journals, there was a business card. And I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Redmayne's, so this is all
Yeah.
connected somehow.
He's a total jerk, and I think he's up to something. And I think he's why my dad went missing. And maybe even why the mayor went missing. You know, I overheard him talking with Sergeant Sewell again. And they won't listen to me, and they won't do anything to help me find my dad. They tell me it's, you know, police business. But Redmayne's gonna apply to be the mayor, and I haven't heard anybody else trying to run against him. I don't want this town to be under his control.
And all signs are pointing that way. To Terra. Think it was unavoidable. So yeah, well, I'll go with you.
I think we're gonna need
Tomorrow.
more than you. Tomorrow night. 7:30. Be in front of the building.
I'll tell Francis and Rambo and see what they think.
Okay. I'll keep the key card.
Sure
Don't get
you
any
will.
funny ideas.
Just sass.
And with like a flick of her hair, she'll walk off.
Women. I think he just kind of stumbles disorientedly back inside.
Okay.
Women.
Rambo!
Yeah.
Waiting for it.
Rambo is tucked in her bed with under a pile of blankets and a sleeping warm cat.
Yes.
Oh.
Having, you know, and it's that sleep that it's just cold enough in your bedroom and toasty warm underneath your blankets. You're not too hot, you're not too cold. The
Ugh.
air is crisp.
I want to
It's-
be that.
Crispy.
It is a blissful, crispy sleep.
Let's go.
And you
Crispy
slumber deeply. And then you are you wake up. And
Yeah.
at the it suddenly feels a little bit lighter. Where's Melvin? And your window is open to let in that beautiful, crisp fall air. He's not with you.
Melvin! What the heck? She gets straight. Rambo's like initial gut feeling is to try to connect with Melvin using their familiar connection.
Okay. It takes you a few moments because he seems to be further away from you than normal,
God damn it.
but you're able to connect with him, and suddenly you have cat vision. And beneath your paws are the crunch of leaves and the familiar sense of pine and spruce, and you find yourself in Artemis Wood.
God damn it, Melvin.
It's in the middle of the night. The only light coming from that of the moon. You can sort of sense Melvin's anxiety. He's on alert. His tail is sort of down, and he is low to the ground. His ears are back. He is stalking something. He continues to walk and weave throughout the trees before coming to a familiar clearing. Encircled by the familiar sentinels of pines and spruce and other evergreen trees, whatever Melvin was stalking, he's lost the scent of it. He stands in the center of the clearing, and around
Never
him,
supposed to do that.
360 are sets of glowing eyes.
Oh!
Melvin gets even lower to the ground. His tail is fluffy, his fur's standing on end, and he starts to growl lowly. And out from the shadows is a pack of wolves, and they have completely encircled Melvin. And they start to pad around him in a circle, all eyes on Melvin. Melvin's like, yeah, all right, do your worst, do your worst.
No,
I ain't afraid of you.
Melvin! God damn it.
A wolf, a particular wolf, much larger than the rest, breaks the circle to approach Melvin and stands right before him, towering over him. This wolf is massive. Even in Melvin's small size, you realize that this wolf is bigger than anything you've ever seen or read about. And it gets down so that its snout nearly meets Melvin's.
Ooh. Now, Kia.
And says,
I'll see.
"We've been waiting for you. It's waking up. What are you going to do about it?" And then it snarls. The other wolves continue padding around him in a circle. And Melvin responds, "What am I gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Where have you been all this time? I know it's waking up. I'm here. If I'm here, it's waking up. So what are you gonna do about it?" I don't know why Melvin's from New York. We're gonna go with
You
it.
build
I love his little
It just
accent.
And sort of
Gabagool.
you can feel Melvin's stress rising, and then your connection breaks.
No! Oh, my son! No!
Do you rush to the woods? Do you stay where you are?
I think Rambo is impulsive and loves Melvin so much, but she doesn't want to go alone. So maybe she runs to Scent's house to snatch him up and take him with her.
imagine Sense like warmed up a little cup of milk,
Yeah.
scooting back upstairs after this conversation with Ruby. He gets to his room, he sets the milk down, and then rocks hitting his window.
More rocks,
Acorns.
full on
Seething
trees.
rage.
Except Rainbow's throwing like handfuls, so it's like
Dirt.
like over and over.
Yeah. It's like a shotgun filled with like rock salt or something.
Yeah.
And you know Rambo's got a better arm than Ruby. So those things are like hitting your
The
window.
window pane is
Yeah.
shaking.
You left it open a little bit too from when you were talking to Ruby, so like you've got like
There's dirt on the
shrapnel,
sill.
dirt, pine, like all this stuff's like flying into your window.
I just picture he just laid down on the bed and he goes and runs to the window and says, "Damn it, Ruby!" Like out through the crack. And
He's
then you
getting
just see
pelted
Rambo
with
down there like,
dirt.
In your mouth! Dirt in your mouth!
Yeah.
So Rambo,
Damn it,
you
Ruby.
Damn it, Ruby.
you hear Scent yell, "Damn it, Ruby!" How do you respond?
Rambo's like, "Set, no, it's me. What the heck? What do you mean, Rambo? The other R."
We'll talk about that tomorrow. What is going on? Why are you here?
Melvin's gone. He's in Artemis Woods alone. He's in trouble, and I don't want to leave him out there. I love him so many. And I want to go get him, but I don't want to go alone. He's surrounded by wolves. Scent, please.
Well, shit. Good thing my pack is already packed. I'll be down in 5 minutes. Hold on.
At this point, before he can even like come down, Rambo is like jumping up to the window, like trying to snatch him out the window.
Okay. What are you guys bringing with you?
Rambo just had slung her backpack over her shoulder before they left. She figures whatever she has in there is good enough for her.
He keeps all of his scout stuff like prepared at all times, and that's what he does. He's got his like
Oh, and Melvin,
Swiss Army knife and all that. Go ahead.
Rambo brings Melvin's favorite cat toy. It's like
What is
a
Melvin's
raggedy.
favorite cat toy?
It's like a little toy mouse, like one of those little catnip mice, but it's been so chewed through and like slobbered on that you can't tell what it is, but he still loves it.
It's just like a pile of felt. I love that.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's like missing an eye, half the ears chewed off.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Okay. I'm assuming you ride on your bikes
Yeah.
to get there as quickly as possible.
You don't want to take a carriage over to the
This
forest?
is hashtag kids on bikes and not kids on legs, apparently.
Okay. You remember where the clearing
Going
was?
slowly.
Kids going slowly. You arrive at the clearing. It is Melvin. He's sitting, he's chilling, he's fine. The wolves are sitting in front of him, and they don't move or do anything to greet or acknowledge you. You are obviously no threat to them.
Oh, shoot.
Melvin sees you and sort of like chirps and purrs. And only Rambo can hear this. Hey kids, sorry about that. I got a little freaked out. I'm okay though. Anyway, can you hear them? You can hear me, but can you hear them? And the wolves look at you and bow their head in greeting and say, "We have lots of things to share with you."
Dig.
And Rambo kind of just is like sitting there with her mouth hanging open for a second, and she's like, "You guys talk too?" Like she's no longer scared. She's just astonished that she can hear the other animals talking.
Scent, you're just question
Just
marks.
like
Scent's closed captioning is just like unintelligible growling. Snarling wetly.
Rainbow's like, Rainbow... Rainbow's like, what is going on here?
The largest wolf will get up and start to pat around in a dramatic fashion, encircling you, forcing you to sort of turn your head to follow the wolf or turn your body to watch the wolf. And he tells you, this, before you called it Lunar Lake, was a resting place for something old, older than this earth. A visitor, you might say, one who never left. It has some of your people, and it won't return any of them for free. We like it here. And if this thing wakes up, there will be no world left.
Jesus
So
Lord.
We've decided to help you. If you'll help
Oh, heck
us.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Rainbow's got Melvin and a pack of wolves? Are you kidding me?
oh my gosh.
Rainbow's like, oh, Rainbow's like, okay, but what's the catch?
You have to stop it from awakening.
Oh.
It sleeps beneath the town.
Rainbow's like, well, what exactly is it?
Old,
Describe it.
ancient. There aren't words in your language to describe it.
Oh.
But I'm sure you've seen some of it, maybe in your dreams. Why do you think you
Yeah.
and I can speak? This place is leaking with its energy. And some of it is infecting you and your friends. And it looks
my
to
God.
Scent. I can smell it on this one.
Rainbow looks at Scent and says, he said you smell very nice.
Thanks.
It's not the compliment you think it is coming from a wolf.
Yeah. Rainbow's like, okay, but okay, I have to stop it. How do we stop it?
You have to... Well, there is someone here who wants it to wake up. He's helping it. You have to stop him.
Okay. I have an idea.
So do you promise? Say it.
Oh.
It snarls and growls at you.
Out loud.
Rambo says, yeah. Pinky promise. Paw promise.
The
Promise.
wolf jumps.
Toby
It
promise.
leaps at you. It leaps at your chest. And when it makes contact with you, you only just stumble back. And then you can feel a weight around your neck. And you're wearing a necklace.
Oh, heck
The wolf-
yeah.
It's a wolf's head. All of the
heck
other wolves
yeah.
are gone.
Jewelry.
Jewelry.
So you get the sense that you need only touch it and ask for help. And the wolves will help you.
Yeah. That was so metal. I didn't get to give him a kiss goodbye.
Oh.
I can give him one now.
Melvin leaps into your basket. All right, kid. I'm tired.
Rambo gives Melvin his favorite toy and gives him a little kiss on the head. Ren says, I'm just
Melvin-
glad you're safe.
Melvin leans into your kiss and nuzzles against your head and takes the toy into his mouth and just starts to chew on it incessantly the entire ride.
You know what we need to do at the end of this is commission somebody to make a Melvin plushie.
Me, it's me.
I think if somebody were to make Melvin, I would want it to be like out of felt.
Yes.
Fluffy,
And just
I would
super
want it- it-
scrumbly.
crispy,
Yeah, it needs to look like
Oh,
scrumply.
disheveled.
Yeah, like it's been
Stinky.
smoking for 40 years.
yes.
Yeah. That'd be cute.
Okay, everybody can go back to bed undisturbed.
Okay, thank God. I'm glad Melvin didn't die within the first hour of the episode.
We would all disconnected.
I would
Not
quit. I'm leaving.
I'm not gonna kill the cat.
Okay.
I might kill you,
We
but I'm
trust
not
you.
gonna kill the cat.
Nice.
Okay, everybody wakes up. It's Halloween morning. Everybody's had an eventful evening. Tell me what you're doing. So actually to come out of the game. So the game will take place the entire day.
Okay.
So we'll have to pay attention to time, and you'll have a limited amount of time to do things, so you're not gonna be able to do everything. So it'll be important for the kids to meet at some point and figure out what the plan is for the day. If there's anybody wants to talk to or check in with, and then we'll sort of slow down time so everybody gets what they want. Since it's our last episode, I want you to be able to talk to anybody you want to talk to and go anywhere that you want to go, but
Aw.
there'll still be some limitations as to what you can do.
Okay.
I really want Mr. Peckish to be the final girl.
So where are you guys going? What are you doing? What's on your personal agendas? We'll start with Francis.
I think
I
previously.
have to pull my shit down.
Am I okay? Wait, here we go. I thought I was muted. Sorry. I think that previously Scarlett and Francis spoke about dressing up for Halloween, but had a very awkward conversation about what to dress up as. So it's sort of unclear what Francis is gonna be. Oh no, what Scarlett's gonna be, but Francis decided to go as Wednesday. So she's just gonna put on some clothes and braid her hair and just hope that it doesn't look like that she was like desperate for Scarlett to dress up as something too.
Okay.
And then she'll meet up with her friends on the way to meet up. I'm assuming that everyone's gonna meet up somewhere
Yeah.
together. Okay. Maybe Scarlett first, and then we meet as a big group, is what Francis would do.
Priorities.
No, it's on the way. She lives at the library. No, wait, that's out of the way. We all live in the same neighborhood.
You all live in the same neighborhood.
Okay, never mind. Scarlett's coming over then. Then we're walking together.
Okay, Scarlett's coming over.
Okay.
Okay. So, Scarlett arrives, and her hair is in 2 braids, and she's wearing a black smock with a white collar, and she will ring Francis's doorbell.
Francis is like, you know, when you order you order in and you don't want it to be like you're so desperate for your food to be there, so you just walk slower than normal.
Your heart
Yeah.
is racing.
Yeah. So Frances just walks over to the door slowly. Her heart's racing. She's trying to breathe, and then she just opens the door slowly, as if it's just the mail.
When you open the door, you see a very familiar costume. And Scarlett is also holding 2 things. One is a white envelope, and the other is a bouquet of dead crispy roses.
Wispy.
Crispy.
I think Francis is gonna try and keep her cool and take the roses without accidentally breaking the petals.
Yeah.
And also take the envelope and ask, "Do you want me to open this now?"
Well, the um so the envelope is like a cool it's a cool thing. It's like for like all the stuff that's, and she's just absolutely sweating. It's for like the stuff that's been going on, but like the flowers, I just thought you'd think that they were cool, and like if they were gonna go in the trash or something, that would be sad. So
No,
I think that you'd like them.
I have a fishbowl that's empty. I can.
Yeah, I think.
We can try and put water in it, maybe bring them back to life, or we can just crumble them and make potpourri.
Oh, that would be really cool. Like repurposing
Yeah.
and stuff. That's really cool.
You look
really
nice today.
You look great.
You look familiar.
Yep. Look at us, 2 peas in a pod. Anyway. So yeah, there's a cool thing in the envelope that I can't wait to share with you, but everybody has to be there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is everything?
Yeah, it's kind of serious, but it's
Oh.
also cool.
We're all getting married.
Everyone's getting married. No, they're not, because Francis is 18. She's fine. Okay, but anyway, no one's getting married. Everyone's too young. Yeah, I said it. The end. Okay. I'll get my bag.
Okay, I'll wait here. And
You-
she's just sort of standing in the threshold of her open door.
You can come in and sit down. There's chairs.
Is this the first time Scarlett's been
I
inside your
think
house?
so.
This is the first time you've let any character into your
Oh,
into your
Shart.
house, I think. Is that
Yeah.
true? Or have you?
I
Okay.
think so too.
Oh,
We've been in
yeah.
Reese's house because
No,
Wow.
because
We've
the
been
thing
in
is,
Reese's.
this whole time, Frances has been keeping it quiet that her parents have been
Live by yourself,
missing,
yeah.
and then she finally told everyone, maybe last episode, maybe. So this is
Yep.
a big deal because she's probably feeling a bit more comfortable to just let people come over.
Did you say to Scarlett, "I have chairs"?
There's chairs.
Scarlett gets like task paralysis looking at all of the chairs, but not sure which chair is the right one to sit in. So Scarlett's just standing in your living room,
T-posing.
frozen. Wow, your apartment's cool. Also, thanks for letting me in
Yeah.
to your apartment.
Yeah. I know the amount of chairs is overwhelming, but this is my favorite one. And she just sort of, Frances runs over to her favorite chair and just sort of tries to lift it, but it's a little heavy. So she's dragging it along the floor over to Scarlett and is like, "Here." And then she just drops it and it goes, "Wah!" And then she runs to her room, gets her bag, and comes back.
It goes what? What's the sound effect?
This is what all chairs sound like. "Wah!"
Scarlett will briefly sit in the chair because it would be rude not to do so after you brought it over. But because you ran to get your backpack, there's not a whole lot of time.
Yeah. I imagine she just went.
Oh.
Scarlett will get up immediately and say, "Thank you. This is very nice."
Chair
You,
squeaks wetly.
Are you? No. Are you ready to get going?
Yep.
Okay. Where do we find? Where are you headed to meet everybody? Where's the agreed upon location? Do you think?
You all decide.
I feel like we always meet at the coffee shop, the cafe.
Yeah.
What are Francis and Rambo doing?
Rambo has put
Ooh,
on
and
her
our dressed
favorite.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing her favorite costume, which is a classic sheet ghost with the eye holes cut out. And to spice it up this year, she's given him like a little swirly mustache. And her parents have been prepping the candy for trick-or-treaters, so as she's running out the door, she dips her hand into the bowl and just shovels candy into her backpack and zips it up real quick. And she's like, "Bye, Mom, bye, Dad, I'm on my way. Okay, bye, I'll be back." And she leaves before they can notice that she's swiped an entirely like half of the candy bowl into her backpack.
I love
And
that.
she hops on her bike and heads to meet up with them. I do that.
I heard that in my head when I read that.
Oh Lord.
Does Melvin have a costume?
Oh, Melvin is also a sheet ghost, but it's like a smaller version.
Is it a
And
long?
there's ear holes cut out so his ears are sticking out.
Oh.
I just can't stop thinking about that right now.
Fan art. Alert.
It's like that gif of the little heart-shaped locket and it opens and it's Melvin in the ghost outfit.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
My husband just said I do that from my candy bowls, and
I do that.
and we've put the candy in the basement of our house just so it's not on the table for him to grab, and it doesn't stop him.
I love that. I love
Not
that.
a deterrent.
It wouldn't
He just
stop
has to
me
work
either.
harder.
Okay. Sen, where do we find you?
So he's at home. He's like currently digging around in a closet because, as you know, he tries to act older than he is and pretend that he hates Halloween, but he actually loves it. And his way of compromising that is to dress in something that could be a costume or might not be. And so he's like pulling out a lot of his grandpa's old stuff, like
Aw.
riding cap and glasses. And just digging through all of his grandpa's like old dusty, crusty jackets and stuff that are back in the back of like a neglected closet, and old boots and stuff. And so he's putting that on and he's like, "Oh, this is also practical." So he's got that on. He's like looking in the hallway mirror like,
And what you see before you, in your mind's eye, is Mr. Larry Peckish, because you pretty much describe mostly his outfits.
Oh.
And you're like, oh
He
my
likes
god. Some kind
I'm
of like
Mr.
Venn
Peckish
diagram
Jr..
intersection of Mr. Peckish and his grandfather. I don't know what that was.
I don't either.
That was the diagram, I guess.
baby with overlapping circles.
Oh.
I think he's
Venn di-
simultaneously like is mortified by that, but also really loves it.
Uh-huh.
And so he's just kind of like, I gotta go. Grabs his bag, and he knows that he's meeting everybody at the coffee shop, and he's a little like scrambly in his brain because of not getting a whole lot of sleep.
Did
And so
you?
he's trying to make sense of the fact that he just had a wolf like PTA meeting last night and all this.
Wait, Andrew, did Vincenzo say, "I gotta go" in the mirror to himself?
You tried.
I gotta go.
He's practicing his social cues, you know.
He's getting into character.
Yeah. He grabs some toaster strudels that are still frozen, and he's just like gnawing on it while he's going out the door. Getting on his
Wow.
bike
Love that.
to go to the coffee shop, and he's thinking about Ruby, and he's like, should I have invited her to this? Should I have like clued her in that we were meeting today? But he's like, he also likes that it's exclusive, and et cetera, et cetera. And he's like kind of covetous over his friends now. So, and he's headed that way.
Okay. So on your travels to the coffee shop, the town is in all its autumnal glory. The trees
Autumnal.
are painted in golden yellows and deep reds and oranges, and the wind is just enough to carry the leaves to the ground and blowing all around, and it's so beautiful. There are pumpkins lining every stoop and step, lights wrapped around
Aw.
columns of porches, and kids
I would
running
be
around
there.
in their costumes already, even though the event doesn't start until the evening. And as you approach Fleetwood Macchiato, there's a pumpkin window painting. You open it and are just...
Can it be a pumpkin
Um,
witch?
It can be a pumpkin witch.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little pumpkin wearing a witch hat. Like me.
That's
Um,
cute.
And when you enter, it smells like warm fall spices, clove and cinnamon, and Bobby's got tons of fall treats ready for you. He greets you warmly until he sees Rambo, and then he sort of like freezes and smiles more like a grimace. Hey, it's good to see y'all. Your booth's empty and ready for you. And then he sort of creeps into the back room. And when you approach your booth, you see that your table has more decorations on it than anybody else's table.
Aw.
Oh.
Little candles, little figurines. It's got a little tablecloth on it. None of the other tables are decorated as yours is. So you can sit down.
Good.
That was sweet. Francis is gonna notice, I think, that Bobby looked at Rambo like that and just says, "What was that about?"
Rambo's like, I don't know, but he's been acting kind of funny lately. It's like every time I try to talk to him, he kind of freaks out and freezes and then finds some way to get out of the conversation and leaves. And this is, I don't really know what's going on.
And you've spoken to him about this? Or
Every
tried
time I
to?
try to talk to him, he avoids it.
Should we send Vincenzo over to him?
He
Yeah, because
seems
that'll warm him up.
yeah, he seems well enough to talk to you guys. It's just something about me he's weirding out about. I don't know what it is. Rambo elbows Scent in the side very hard.
all right, I'm going. He kind of like ragdolls out of the booth and just sort of scrambles
Gummies!
slowly.
Sorry.
Is this
Slowly
Gumby's now?
Gumping out of the booth.
Shuffles over to like the counter where Bobby is working and such, and he's just like, I don't know why they voted me the representative to come and
Order for you
parlay
guys?
with you.
Well, what do you guys want to have for drinks? Whatever you need.
3 of your specials, please.
Okay. What do you think the special would be?
Talking to Rambo.
Sorry. I just got that. I was like, what's a talking to?
You mean you ain't never had a classic talking to?
Yeah, I guess I gotta do that sooner or later, huh? Okay.
I mean, if you want, she's just really confused.
Not if you want.
I can imagine Rambo and Francis overhearing, going, like, just sort of like grumbling about
Rambo
it.
hears it and just
We're
shoots it
trying
like
to- I hear you like
Look.
coaching it in real time what to say back. Stage
Rainbow's
whisper.
crouched under the counter, like where Bobby can't see her, and she's like, "You ask him about this."
I want oat milk.
Oat milk.
Also,
They
oat
have
milk.
oat milk in the 90s?
I don't
I was saying
know.
the 90s.
I don't know. Maybe almond milk, right?
Oh gosh.
That's older.
Soy milk, at least.
Soy.
Well, they probably didn't have eldritch beings in the 90s, so we can say they have oat milk.
True.
Fair.
Valid. What is?
Yeah.
I want to know what Bobby is doing as he's hearing like Sid is standing, and I picture this happening behind him, and he's going.
You have
Sorry.
so as he was talking to you, you have 2 of the specials, and then or 3 of them because you have Scarlet, and then the last one, as you've been like saying you need to talk to Rambo, is just like an absolute mountain of whipped cream. He can't let go of the trigger, and it's just whipped cream all over the place.
Hey,
Oh,
you kind of gotta.
Oh. Well, he sort of just like grabs a spatula from behind him and sort of scoops the mountain of whipped cream like underneath the mug and places it on the tray and says, "You
Incense
can give
smell.
that one to Rambo. Rambo would probably like this one anyway."
I
And-
think you're
and
probably
tell her-
right.
And tell her, tell her meet me outside. And then he just like shoves the tray full of goodies at you and like stomps outside. But he like kind of yelled that too, so Rambo probably heard.
From under the table.
Rambo slowly
I
rises
think-
up, like,
I think Scent just like backs up, doesn't even turn around. It's just like processing social information.
Okay. Rambo, I guess, grabs her drink with the mountain of whipped cream. And she stands up to leave to go meet Bobby outside, but before she gets up, she kind of just like opens her mouth really wide over the cup and like chomps the whipped cream off and eats that first. And then she's like, "Now it'll be easier to carry." And takes her cup
Feral,
and starts heading out the door to go talk to Bobby.
feral
Melvin?
goblin.
Melvin just looks up at you, horrified.
There's whipped cream stained around like the mouth hole of the ghost outfit now.
I forgot she was in that.
Yeah, me too. So that makes the whole ascending from underneath the table funnier.
Okay.
Okay.
She's like, "Bobby, what the heck?"
And Bobby's costume is a flannel shirt and jeans, and he's wearing like a headband, and it's bear ears. And he doesn't know why he's done it.
That's so cute.
Bless.
Rambo! He says with his eyes closed stressfully.
"Bobby, what the heck? Also, I like your costume. But what, Bobby, please."
Sorry! You just like, I just think you're too cool for me now, Like you're always with Francis and Sent, and they're nice, they're fine, I like them a lot, and Francis is my cousin, so of course I love her, but you don't hang out with me at all. You don't hang out with me anymore. You're just so grown up, solving all kinds of problems, doing all kinds of cool things, and my mom's not here, and I'm very stressed and worried, and And I just, like maybe you're growing out of me, Rambo.
Rambo like stops him, like puts her hands on his shoulder, and she's like, Bobby, you will always be one of my best friends, and I'm sorry you're going through things. And she kind of pulls him into like a little gentle hug and pats him on the back.
So he lets you do this, and like
Squeezes his bare ears.
the tufts of whipped cream that are on like around the mouth of your ghost costume. And he's a little bit taller than you are, so they just collide with his like shoulder, and now you've got like whipped cream. A whipped cream sandwich between you and him. It's disgusting. It's chaotic. Well,
Rambo's like quietly like on his shirt, hoping he won't notice.
Well,
hugs wetly.
I'm proud of you, Rambo. You're doing really cool things. I mean, you joined the art club, and you helped with the Valentine's Day dance, and you're helping us try to figure out what happened to my mom. And I'm really proud of you, and I think you're really cool, and I just want to be somebody that you respect and care about. That's all. And I think.
Oh my god, Bobby.
And he starts sort of oh no, man down. Yeah.
Bobby, baby.
I'm Bobby.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really proud of you, and I just want to be somebody that you're proud of too.
And Rainbow's like, of course I'm proud of you. You've been so strong with everything that's been going on with your mom and holding down the fort at the cafe. Like, that's super cool. I could never do that.
Oh, thanks. That really means a lot. Coming from you, friend.
Rambo pulls her backpack to the front and unzips it hurriedly and pulls out a scoop of candy with like a ghost sheet hand and hands it to Bobby.
He just stuffs it into all of his pockets and hugs you again and holds the door for you to go back in.
Oh.
Yay. Wait, Rambo's like, before we go back in, there's nothing else you want to talk about?
No. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Rambo's like, yeah, come sit with us at the table.
Okay. So Bobby will scooch in and sit with everybody at the table.
Rambo's drink is just gone now. She has inhaled it through the course of that conversation.
Is her sheet like also?
There is now like coffee stain around her sheet. She's like, I didn't plan this very well.
This makes me think of a special memory that we'll talk about off screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I want to hear it, so
Right.
don't. I'm gonna hold you to it. Okay. So you're at the table. It's Francis, Scarlet, Rambo, Scent, and Bobby. What are you talking about? Scarlet's still holding an envelope.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
I
do want to know what Rambo.
Rambo was just gonna like smack her hands on the table and be like, okay, something's up. Something is going on and it's making me uncomfy.
What's going on? I have things too, but I want to know what you have to say first.
Yeah, do we want to talk about our little midnight traip through the woods last night?
What?
Oh. Rambo's like, oh yeah, and then she like scrumples up the ghost costume and like holds the necklace out, and she's like, I got this thing. Wolves talk to me. I've got wolf friends. They talk to me. It's neat. And then she stuffs it back under the ghost costume, and she's like, they told me something's about to wake up. Something is waking up.
I think Scent looks at Francis too and just goes,
And I think Francis tried to process this and then tells them, so was this last night that this happened?
Rim was like, yeah, well, I woke up and it was cold and Melvin was gone and the window was open and I didn't want to lose Melvin. And so I went and I got sent and I threw dirt in his mouth. And then we both went to the woods and we found Melvin and also a pack of wolves that I can now talk to.
A little ghostly paw is like inching its way closer and closer to the cookies that are on the table while you guys are talking.
Rambo ghost smacks it. It's just like an amalgamation of little ghost hands. Rambo breaks off a small piece of a cookie and gives it to Melvin.
Oh, sweet
You hear
cookie.
cat teeth crunching. Like,
Yeah.
Can you tell we all have cats? Okay. So Francis hearing this says, well, that's interesting because I saw my mom last night and her face was jumbled in TVs. And also she told me that she's hiding somewhere in a place that looks just like this street.
From what?
Some big, huge man.
And Rambo's like, huge man!
Exclamation points.
Yeah.
Did she say Mr. H, or was that one of them that had Mr. H?
No, she said Mr. H.
Okay. She told me it was someone called Mr. H. And that
Yeah,
they've...
it-
Go ahead, sorry.
This is an aside. Go ahead with your
Oh,
character
okay.
stuff.
And she said that everyone else, including my dad, and I'm assuming my aunt, she looks over to Bobby to see how he's looking, were all taken by Mr. H.
Well, he must be big if he grabbed all these people. So zooming out from the game real quick, I had Mr. H in my notes already, and I'm trying to recall how we encountered this information before, and I am drawing a huge blank.
Set, please! I wonder if I have any... If I can find
Well,
it. Maybe
I only wrote this down today, but I'm not sure which section I wrote it in because I have a me section, a Rambo section, and a Vincenzo section. I don't know where I put it. It's just sort of not really in a section. But if my mom said Mr. H, then I'm definitely telling you all the name.
I think probably Ruby had mentioned a Mr. H to you at some point as being an employee of Terra Industries.
Oh, fudge.
Okay.
Frickin' frick. Okay. Zooming back in.
Okay.
And I think Sent says, I don't... This all sounds real great and all, but Ruby brought me a key card that she has, her dad's key card. One of the people who disappeared and who's now with this Mr. H dude. And she wants us to meet up at 7:30 tonight in front of Terra to explore, I guess.
Should we call her now?
We might as well go ahead and pull her in.
How's Bobby looking right now?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby is dissociating
Okay.
into his cup of coffee.
Rambo quietly pushes a cookie in front of him and kind of gives him like a pat on the shoulder.
He like very slowly picks up the cookie, dunks it into the coffee, and eats it. His facial expression doesn't change.
There's a phone if you want to call Ruby.
I'll do that now. And so he kind of like he's inward in the booth, so he's just kind of like shuffling gumbly people out of the booth and just sort of shuffling. He shuffles a lot now, apparently. To the rotary phone on the wall.
What's that?
And dials Ruby up and is just like kind of dreading this conversation because, again, he's like kind of covetous over his friends and like pulling in another person, even though she is also his friend at this point, is kind of like the collision of two worlds, but he does it anyway because he knows it's important.
Okay. It rings and rings and rings. No answer.
All right, well, I guess we won't be seeing her until 7:30. I think he comes back to the table and just says, "It's a no-go. We'll see her later."
Scarlett's just sitting there holding the envelope, waiting for permission to read it. Francis, you look confused?
Yeah, Francis and Gloria are thinking back about something else that has nothing to do with Francis, but only Vincenzo, so never mind.
Glances.
Okay. So Francis is going to just look over at Scarlett and say, well, do you want to show everyone what you have?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. So, like, the stuff's pretty weird, and I have like an older friend. They're pretty cool, and they're like, you know, off doing like cool witchy things, and so I thought maybe they might know something also, and they wrote me back. Okay. My friend's name is Raven. So Raven says, yeah, so like the symbols are ancient, which is pretty cool. They match the creepy stuff written about this dude named Lo Shuda. He's like really old.
He sounds
sleeping. He's old and he's sleeping, which is like a total mood. Anyway, Lunar Lake, people who lived like a long time ago used to worship him with these symbols and like other stuff. He got rewarded by nature, you know, like doing stuff like, you know, like Christmas last year. Scarlett told me all about it, and I think that's like, you know, that stuff from him. Anyway, so like maybe someone wants to wake him up. That's kind of scary. They'd need a person who can see dead people though. Tell me more cool things. Bye for now. Or maybe forever. Ha 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 ha. Okay, bye.
A person who can see dead people.
Vincenzo.
Didn't we all group see dead people though? We all literally had an encounter with a ghost previously.
Vincenzo. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I remember if Andrew doesn't remember.
I do.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
okay, I just wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that Andrew helped the dancer, like he saw them in their dreams, right? Or he saw them, one or the other, in his dream.
Yep.
And then we helped them pass on.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew, Vincenzo, who sees dead people.
He's one of two people.
Okay.
You all had dreams about the second person, and you haven't seen them in a long time.
We all had dreams about them today?
No, a couple of episodes ago, or maybe last episode.
Okay. Oh my gosh! Lilith!
We didn't check on Lilith last episode.
Shart.
Shart.
We didn't check on Lilith, and she was in the arms of the man. Somebody
We
call
have too
Lilith.
much to do.
Oh gosh.
And she lives in Shadowbrook, right?
Yeah.
She's a little far removed, but
She's from Shadowbrook, but the Donovan family moved here, so she
That's
started
right.
going to school here.
that's right. So we should know where she lives. I think- Vincenzo's just like completely blanched, like all color is drained, and he's like understanding the implications of what was just said.
I don't know why, but I
Rainbow's like-
really love completely blanched as a statement of like losing all color.
Rainbow's just like, so this must be, that thing must be what the wolves were warning me was waking up.
Yeah.
And I absolutely don't expect all of the all of you guys to have taken extensive notes on the things that I've said. So you can, out of character, ask me a question of like what the kids know. I'll tell you what you know.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't expect you to hold on to that when we don't play like weekly.
Rambo's like, also, not to make things any worse or stranger, but as y'all know, I haven't been working at the animal shelter because it closed down because all the animals were getting really sick. And Melvin and I have a feeling that there's something nefarious behind all of the animals getting sick. Like, it's not normal. He wanted us to break into the animal shelter, but I didn't feel safe doing it.
Okay.
So
So-
we know all of this is related, but how?
Oh, gosh, I have no idea. Should we speak to somebody like do we need to check on Lilith?
I think we should stop by our house.
I think as people maybe start gathering their things to like go do that, since like, oh wait, I forgot something, and he's digging in his pocket to pull out a business card that has the Terra Industries symbol on it and the initials LR, and he's like, look, I've been with Elspeth a lot, like combing through my uncle's journals, just trying to figure out what's going on with all this, and this was actually in the liner of the journal. And it's the initials of Mr. Rudmain.
Oh, great.
Oh yeah, the wolves did say somebody in town is behind waking up the ancient being. I have a feeling he's our prime suspect.
All signs point to yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking about Francis's conversation with her mom, and she said that she didn't see what he looked like. Do we know
Mr. H?
the person that she's hiding from? But I guess Mr. H, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think if there's time, at some point she's gonna try and speak to her mom and ask if she knows if anyone's helping Mr. H. At some point, but not right now. Should we check on Lilith and see if she might have some answers? And then just sort of bring Mr. Peckish a hot chocolate at
Oh my
some
God,
point?
yeah.
Or should we check on
To go.
Or should we just go see if Mr. Peckish wants a hot chocolate and then go see
What
Lilith?
if
I don't
Mr.
know.
Peckish is so old he speaks this ancient language? Like Mr.
Maybe.
Peckish, we come up and he's just speaking some mangled ancient
Mangled.
text, and we're like, Mr. Peckish, and he's like, ah.
He's covered in moss.
I want to be covered in moss.
Yeah.
Me too.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. I'm just gonna close my window. I'm still here though.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go see Lilith.
I think
Okay.
that's the best idea.
Okay.
She might still be unconscious from last time.
So, just as a refresher, Lilith is actually named Lilybell. She's the daughter of the Donovan family, and her brother is Brentley,
Blech.
who is kind of a jerk, kind of a bully.
Kind of hot.
Um,
Just kidding.
yeah, he would be kind of hot.
just,
Um,
just
like-
saying things.
and like the typical high school way, like blonde football player hot. Like everybody else thinks he's hot, but like, you know, anybody with any kind of sense knows he's a goober. And so you approach the Donovan household, and unlike most of the houses you've seen, it's not decorated.
Ugh.
That doesn't make sense. Lilith was kind of a, you know, a creepy gal.
Rambo has just strolled up to the door and is going doo 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 doo
Okay.
doo doo doo
In the ghost costume.
Yeah.
So in his Letterman jacket and too tight jeans, Brentley opens the door
Can he breathe?
and says, "It's too early for trick-or-treaters," and goes to shut it in your face.
Rambo has jammed her foot in the door and also has a handful of candy, and she's like, reverse trick or treat, where's your sister? And hands him the candy.
He looks at your foot and looks at the candy and says, "She's not here."
And
then goes
Rambo's
to
like,
shut
well
the
then
door
where
again.
is she?
Why do you want to know where my sister is? None of your business.
She's our friend, we haven't seen her in a while, where is she?
She's not here.
But then where is she? She's your
I don't
sister.
know. Get
How do you
out.
not
When
know
he's,
where your
he's like
sister
trying to like
is?
he's trying to like shove the door and close
Rambo's
the door.
like elbowing into the door, like fighting
Fran-
back.
Francis?
You use
Okay.
your brawn roll and the rest of his
I need-
brain rolls to try to.
I need you to make a fight or a brawn roll, whichever's higher.
okay.
for
I
you.
was gonna say that Frances is starting to walk up because she remembers how awful of a conversation she had with Brentley, so she's just walking up to support
Normal
if
fight.
needed.
I got an 8 plus 1, that's 9.
Okay. I need to get his stats.
Who will win? One
Stats.
Brentley or one Rambo in a ghost
Or
costume?
3 teenagers trying to bust down the door.
Brentley rolls a 3, so you're
Oh,
able
good.
to like
Get
push-
wrecked.
push the door open, and he stumbles back and falls on his ass. I
Yes.
was like, "What the hell? What's wrong with you?" And he reaches for a baseball bat that's right by the door.
Rambo's like, whoa, 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 dude, chill. I'm worried about your sister. Are you not worried about your sister?
Roll a charm check.
Oh, let's go. 18.
Fuck.
He stays on the ground and like sort of sits back, and he's like, "You guys shouldn't be here. My dad'll be home soon."
Rambo's like, why would that be an issue?
He's not gonna like people meddling in the family business. I don't know where Lilith is. She hasn't been home for days.
And your parents aren't worried about her missing?
My parents said they know where she is, but it's none of my business.
Hmm. I don't like this family business.
I
I'm not a
think-
fan.
Is Rambo in the threshold of the door or like in the house?
I imagine Rambo being inside the house, and maybe you guys are like behind them.
Hovering.
Behind
Yeah.
Okay. because
I kind of picture us looking around as he's
yeah,
talking.
because Francis remembers that they all had the dream, seeing her at the lake, being carried and like limp but alive. So she just sort of tells them, the lake?
And they're all like,
Rambo.
Did you say it loud enough for him to hear, or
No, just trying to sort of make sure that
Okay.
Rambo can hear it.
Rambo hears this, and oh goodness. Rambo hears this, and she throws the handful of candy at him, and she's like, fine, whatever,
Damn it.
I'll figure it out, and turns around and closes the door.
Okay, and you leave him like bested by a girl, which is just horrible. He's
Get
on the
wrecked.
floor, covered in
humble.
candy.
Get bopped. You just got ghosted.
Okay,
I didn't hear what happened. I was trying to
Ghosted.
be friendly.
Rambo
He just got
Rambo
humbled.
just yeah.
all right. I forgot you're streaming.
I wouldn't, I like to pay attention during these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just you leave Brentley humiliated on the floor, shocked.
Cold and I am shamed.
Lying orphan on the floor.
Bobby is looking at Rambo with different eyes. He is very impressed. Mm-hmm.
Bobby.
What does he say to her? Oh, baby.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Oh, mama.
Rambo like smacks him on the cheek. She's like, relax.
You knock his like bare ears a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
He adjusts them, and you guys keep walking. Where are you off
So
to now?
they know Lilith has been seized. So who else do we need to talk to? Mr. Peckish.
Could we are we going to check on Lilith at the lake, or are we gonna just see if we can
Well,
get...
she ain't home.
We know we want to see Mr. Peckish.
Yes.
We could go by there and go to the
Yeah.
lake.
Yeah. That was in my head too.
Yeah.
Okay. By this
Mr.
time, we're getting
Peckish.
into like late morning, almost early afternoon.
Okay.
Mr. Peckish is raking leaves at the cemetery, cleaning up. He's in a pair of green overalls and a maroon sweater.
I should have
And-
worn that today. Sorry.
And his familiar Coke bottle glasses, and he's wearing what looks like half of a pumpkin on his head, like a little hat.
Oh.
How do you greet him? What do you say?
Everybody has to say, "Hey, Mr. Peckish, look at these!"
Rambo is approaching with a handful of candy. She's like, reverse trick or treat, Mr. Leckish.
Oh, hey, children! It's my favorite! Oh my god, it's good to see you guys. How are you?
Rambo's like, honestly, we've been better.
Yeah.
We have
I
been
know
better.
There's a
things are
lot
very
happening.
stressful right now, children, but you're a bright spot in this old man's day.
Oh.
Rambo's like, well, what's
Validation.
going? What are you stressed about, Mr. Peckish?
Oh, Bernice. I'm worried about her. She doesn't usually leave for this long. Francis, if you need anything, you call Mr. Peckish.
Thank you, sir.
He hands you all like a small fistful of those strawberry candies.
Of course.
Thank you.
Rambo has already hastily unwrapped one and is just crunching through it. She's not even gonna suck on it. And as she's crunching, she's like, Mr. Peckish, you said she's not normally gone for this long. Does she normally leave? She has a history of leaving?
Well, she's a independent lady and does, what's Miss Baker's business is Miss Baker's business. But yeah, sometimes she goes on little retreats. She even brings me back things from them. You want to see them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he sets the rake down and ushers you all to his little hut. And in a sort of a rusty lockbox, he opens it up and you see little trinkets. Some crystals of different colors. But something in particular catches your eye, and it is it's like a little twig made
Oh. I don't know why
like
Twig
somebody
made me
made
go,
it in
oh. Sorry.
Right.
I know, I didn't even get anything further than that out. You were just like, yeah,
Oh,
twig.
Just a little
Twigs.
trinklets. I read trinklets and said trinklets.
Twigs.
It looks like a person's head wearing antlers, and it just looks like something somebody in an art camp or a Boy Scout camp might have made. It's pretty crude. It's even a little creepy. But yeah, it's almost like a child's treasures lockbox.
He got a
Francis,
goodie box.
you will recognize a lot of those crystals as being protective.
Oh.
She was making sure Mr. Leck was on lockdown.
Lequish. We got another letter in there.
That's the
Lequish.
language.
That's a liquid peckish. Moist peckish sounds.
Right. Well, this is really fun, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. That's it.
Oh.
I have nothing left to give.
Liquish. If you're French. Would Scent recognize the little wooden thing at all? Actually, would any of them recognize it? Wooden deer
Where's
thing?
Melvin?
Melvin is kind of hanging out in Rainbow's backpack. He's kind of just like hanging over
Melvin's
the
gonna
top.
jump off and grab the twig thing with his mouth and run off. Hey, and then sort of like spills the crystals everywhere. Mr. Pecker's
Hey,
just like,
that's mine.
what a silly kitty. What's happening? Why'd he do that?
Francis is
Rainbow's
gonna make sure
already
the
running
crystals.
after Melvin.
Yeah, while that's happening, Francis is gonna make sure the crystals are back in the box. If they're
Okay.
going everywhere, just to make sure.
Melvin's at like breakneck speed running away from you, and sort of like shaking his head, and at some point comes to a stop. His paws are like in his face, and he just starts tearing this thing to shreds.
Rainbow's like, no, man! she's like snatching him up by the scruff of his neck. She holds out her ghost hand and she says,
He goes limp.
spit it out!
It's all over the ground in pieces.
She's like, Melvin, why don't you talk to me before you just start doing things?
Oh, what? I need to ask your permission now to be a cat?
Rainbow's like, yes!
Oh, sorry, boss. Can I go take a dump? I gotta go to the bathroom. Is that gonna be okay with you, boss?
Rainbow's
You
like,
didn't
well,
recognize that? The deer antlers? That's all the stuff from the lake. That wasn't good. He's marked or something. I just, I was saving him. I was doing a good job. And I know, I see that.
I'm sorry.
See what? Sorry.
The kitty in the corner.
You can't see him. You can't see her on the stream,
Oh.
but Kiki's behind me. Like, can I leave?
No, you can't.
And hearing
Ow.
the left getting ready to.
She's coming out. She came out to beat me up. I don't know if you saw me look sideways, but it was her coming out from under my bed. I was like, oh god. Well, Rainbow's like, well, could I at least have had a look at it before you ripped it apart?
No, it's bad. It's bad for looking, bad for existing.
Can we all hear this? Or is he too
No,
far?
you hear her yelling at a cat, and a cat just going meow meow.
Right, of course.
Well, Rambo picks up as much as she can of the broken pieces and scoops Melvin back into her backpack, and she's like, I don't want to, don't do it again.
Melvin ignores you and just like
There,
sits sullenly in your backpack.
Rambo's like, that is the last time I give you any piece of a cookie ever. And she starts heading back to the group.
Okay.
I pictured throughout this, Vincenzo and Scarlett are just kind of like, okay.
Scarlett and Bobby have been with you this entire time, and they're just sort of like,
That's what I was
There's
wondering.
no common between them, like.
yeah, okay. So you're back at the hut. Mr. Peckish will reach out to pet Melvin. Melvin's ears will go back, but he'll allow him to do it.
Mr.
Okay.
Petlish.
Francis wants to ask Mr. Peckish if Bernice gave him that little twig thing.
Bernice gave me the crystals, but that little twig thing I found here in the cemetery. As a matter of fact, I found it on your uncle's gravestone. And I just thought it was really neat. I probably should have asked you permission to take it. I'm sorry, Sam.
Rambo turns to Scent and kind of gently ladles the crumbs of the item into his hands, and then leans over and was like, Melvin said this was bad.
Well, there's a lot of freaky stuff happening. And Melvin might have just done us a favor anyway. Besides, it was just sitting out here getting rained on. It's okay, Mr. Peckish.
Thank you. He gives you some more candy.
Nice.
Candy.
Scent?
What are you kids up to today?
A lot. We're
Rambo says, we're doing adult things, Mr. Peckish.
Wow, that's very, well, hopefully safe adult things.
We're
Rambo
trying
says,
not
of
to
course.
die.
Rambo slams her hand over Scent's mouth. She's like, I don't know what he's talking about.
You kids, you're so funny.
we came to see you and ask also if you've seen Lilith anywhere lately.
Oh. No, and I miss her. She used to come here for tea parties at least once a week. And I haven't seen her in about over a week
God.
now.
Poor Mr. Peckish.
I hope she's alright. Have you kids gone to check on her?
She's not at home, and her brother won't tell us anything because he doesn't know
Rambo-
where she is either.
Rambo elbows Scent again.
Oh, her brother. Yeah, he can be quite the pickle. You know, 'cause pickles are sour and anyway. I hope she's alright.
Yes, so do we.
Rambo's like,
And
I'm
he's
sure.
sort of just looking at you all expectantly.
Rambo's like, oh, I'm sure she's fine, Mr. Peckish. She'll be back for tea before you know it.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Um,
It's gonna be too cold for tea parties soon.
Mr. Peckish, I think you should always keep these crystals near you, at home and wherever you go. I just think that they're very pretty, and it would be awful if they were lost.
Well, okay, Francis, I will do that. And he tucks them into like a little burlap cloth, ties it, and puts it in his front pocket.
And they're definitely protection crystals, right? I haven't put this man in danger.
We don't
You recognize
want
them
some?
as protection
Just-
crystals.
You
Okay.
don't want one? Does Mr. Peckish need all of them?
don't know. I assume if Bernice was giving them to him, that she would.
He's old. Let him have all of them.
We're young. We have so much life to live.
I'm gonna send Mr. Peckish into the wood chipper on the last episode.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, we'll let Mr. Peckish can have all of them. We'll be naked and unprotected.
Okay.
You guys chose this.
We did.
Has
We
any?
also said previous episodes we would take more risks, and so here we are.
Yep. I think Frances is gonna ask if, before her aunt disappeared, if she left him anything else or said anything interesting or strange before she went on her holiday.
She didn't come see me this time like she normally does.
Oh.
Okay. And she didn't leave any
Sorry.
information or like a letter, nothing.
Nothing for me.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm that important. If she didn't tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's okay. I just was curious because sometimes I like to compare notes.
You're a smart kid. Smart kid.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Peckish. We have to come by and have some tea at some point. I know Scarlett would really enjoy that too. And
That would make my day.
yeah. Does anyone else have anything to say?
He's just sort of staring, like blinking through his giant glasses.
I'm not sure
Well,
what to
we'll
ask.
let you get back to your raking, Mr. Peckish. We have some places to go, and I think Sen is just kind of like scared to say anything else and get in trouble again.
Rainbow's like, before we leave, Mr. Peckish, have you ever heard about something big sleeping under Lunar Lake?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay. Just asking.
Have
You
you-
know, silly Halloween stories.
It's so funny, Halloween stories, because Francis is trying really hard here to be smooth. But yeah, I've heard a story about Mr. H, and just kind of looking to see if Mr. Peckish says anything.
Oh, I haven't heard that story. You'll have to tell me sometime.
Yep. Maybe over tea.
Yes, please.
Okay. Francis is sharding.
Hi, children.
That's
He
okay.
was being a bad girl.
That's okay.
I turned and she was over on Tesla's desk,
Ooh.
being a bad.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm telling. Clip it. Just kidding. So we're gonna meet with Ruby at some point.
Mhm.
We're
This evening
yes. Where are we meeting her?
at Terra.
Okay. Also,
Rainbow kind of wants to check out the animal shelter.
You
okay.
could do that on
because
the
of
way
what
too.
Melvin said.
Shout,
After the
yeah.
lake.
it's the one in Shadowbrook or the one that's
It's in Lunar Lake.
Yeah, it's just closed.
okay. Okay. Well, I don't mind. I don't mind anything. I'm up for whatever you all want to do. I'm just thinking and not getting anywhere in my own head. But it's fine. Okay.
Lake first. Let's just go see what's happening.
Okay. Lake and then the shelter. Okay.
So just as a kind of a reminder of different things that you can do, you can go to Main Street at 6 o'clock before the event starts. There will be some people there. You haven't talked to Elspeth today.
Okay.
What else can you
Could
do?
show her the figurine.
You can always stop by the library, although you have Scarlet with you. Yeah, so those are some of the things that you can do.
Okay. So would it be lake, animal shelter, Elspeth, event, then Ruby?
Yeah.
At Terra.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see this event with the scary people.
Event.
Okay.
Okay.